Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this episode, as you can tell, I haven't got my sling on at the moment because they have told me that I need to start moving my arm around slowly, getting used to things again, but I can't lift my elbow above my shoulder because obviously it's only got a soft tissue on it at the moment. It's not fully hard, as they say. So let's get in. Right, so I'm currently in the old shed, just going through parts that I've taken off that are good and that are going to be going back on the bike, basically. Yeah, let's get into it and have a little look. The old headlight, everything like that. The front, which only has a slight little scrape on it, but we are ordering a new fairing kit, which we'll get into later. Wing mirrors, they're okay. Just a slight scratch on that one there on the glass, which I can get a new glass, but to be honest, I think it'll be all right. We've still got most of the plastics here that are all good. So obviously the air ducts, obviously all the lock for the rear, all the rear things, and the seat, which on the seat itself, when I got the bike, these were actually broken already. So we need to get that written down. We'll make a little list of what we need to do. Got a plate bracket and everything over there, another air duct. So yeah. So let's get outside in this nice weather and have a look around the bike and see what we can find now for damage, make a list, have a look at parts what we need, hopefully get them ordered up, and then in the next couple of weeks another video will go up and we'll be fitting them and removing parts and making it ready for the road again. Once my shoulder and obviously my foot is much better and I get cleared from the hospital, that I can ride again and get back to work. So here she is in all of her glory. There is one part that I have already replaced, which I will say off camera, which I'd done, because the part turned up and basically I knew someone that had one and they gave it to me to sort out, which is this rear subframe part here, which was bent, and I have the old one over. This is the part that was bent, and it is this part here from there to there. It's bent down and to the left. I probably could unbend it, but it being cast and everything like that, I didn't really want to be honest. So that's fitted. And to be fair, when I did take the bike apart, there was quite a lot of bolts missing. So I have replaced them. As you can tell, that one's shiny. A couple in there that's done. I did find the stay for the gas tank, which is good because that was just tucked up in there. But yeah, I've got a new battery for it, which is all fine. That's all charged and ready to rock and roll. Obviously, as you can tell, we'll have a little look around the bike and see what we can find. Right, so starting off nice and easy, obviously like we said in the shed, new seat is needed, fairing kit all over because we might as well. Does need it clean, obviously. I have removed the grips, so we'll be getting new grips for that as well. Then yeah, so we'll have a little look around the bike and go from there. Right, new sliders are fitted because I already had them, because the other ones were already damaged on the ends anyway, because the bike had been dropped before by the looks of it. So there's a slider there, and obviously same the other side, which is just there. That needs tightening up, I know that for sure. There is a bolt missing there when I took the fairings off, so I need to get another bolt for that. This side of the bike, absolutely fine. Nothing that I can see a problem on this side, other than cobwebs and things like that. It is absolutely fine. I have obviously checked if there's any movement in the wheels themselves, which they're absolutely fine, and the brakes work on this side. Obviously it's just a case because I did do the brakes just before pretty much I had the accident, so definitely in need of a clean, as you can tell. Lovely. I've had a look at fairing kits online, and they don't actually come with this rear hugger, and when I got the bike, it looks like the previous owner has obviously got a nail in the tyre or something like that and gone into there, so, which by the looks of it, it's right there. So it looks like it's been plugged or something like that. Regards of tyres, let's have a look at the date on this one. As you can tell, is 23 night, so it's 19. Just let me know in the comments if you think that tyre is all right, to be fair. Obviously there's loads of tread on it, but I know there is a rule regarding what you wear as a tyre from dates. I think it's 5 years, I believe, so we might have to change that out. At the end of the day, I'm changing the front one due to damage on there, obviously from when the crash. It's not down to cords or anything like that, but I'd just rather get it changed. The tread's okay, but again, let's have a look at this one. DOT, that's 18, so that's 2018, that tyre. So just let me know in the comments, do you reckon they're worth changing? They do look a bit kind of smooth and things like that, so it might be worth just getting new tyres, because then it's all ready and fresh for the road. Everything is straight from the back, as you can see. Might need to get a new chain and sprockets, because you might as well do them all at the same time. Rear lights and everything like that. So they were okay. The right one was slightly damaged, but it looked like it had just been pulled out. So I put a new screw, and we'll see if they fit into the new fairings when they turn up for the tailpiece. The rear brake lever here, or the rear brake pedal, it all works fine, obviously. I probably could bend that out, but I feel like there'll be a weak point there, and it's just easy enough just to change it. Do you know what I mean? It's literally just 2 bolts there, 2 little clips, and then you just slide that off, put that on, done. So there's no need to obviously just bend it out or anything like that. Front wheel itself, let's have a little look here. So everything on here is sound, to be honest, by the looks of it. Nothing was damaged up here. There's a little scratch on the brake lever there, which again all works, and there's nothing wrong with that because I had the ASV ones on anyway. Coolant wise, engine oil, fluids, rad, nothing has actually been damaged engine wise, other than the tiniest little scratch on the actual casing on the bottom, which is literally nothing. So we'll get into that, but first we'll have a little look at this. It's obviously wireless up on the stand. The wheel itself, obviously we've got a finger length there, and then we've got a finger length there, so that is not buckled. And if I keep my finger there, it's not hitting my finger, and again, same the other side, it isn't hitting my finger. So that wheel is straight and true that I know of, so it's not a thing. It has snapped off one of the tabs for the fairings, but to be honest, that doesn't really bother me, because there'll always be 1 bolt there. There's a bolt at the back on each side, and there's 2 this side, so it doesn't really matter to me. Forks themselves not damaged at all on obviously the side it was crashed on, basically, because it didn't actually hit the van. I kind of threw the bike away, jumped off, and I basically took all the damage from the van itself. So everything like that, brakes work. Bar ends obviously took most of the damage, but again, clip-ons, I will be replacing them, just because in most cases that I know of people that rebuild bikes and everything like that, it's a case of changing the clip-ons, because you never know if they're even slightly bent or things like that. Because as you can see, I don't know if you can actually see that, but there's a smaller gap there than there is there. I don't know if it was like that from factory, but by the looks of it, it looks slightly bent on the actual tab on the inside. So all it will be is just a case of taking this off, replacing the clip-ons, having a look at, I'll probably end up using the coat hanger trick to make sure they're both equal. But fork-wise, straight, true, no leaks, they're bone dry on the actual forks themselves, so they don't need replacing. Discs and pads, absolutely fine. Like I said, I'd done them just before, pretty much a week before I actually had the accident itself, which I fitted new levers and everything like that. Sensor wise on the bike, mint, absolutely fine, nothing wrong with it. To be honest, it's basically like I just dropped the bike, because pretty much I did. It was only about 25 mile an hour or so. So yeah, right, we'll head inside and we'll get the whiteboard out and we'll have a look what we need, what we don't need, and then we'll try and price things up from there. Right, so we've got the whiteboard in front of us. I've written a few things down, and got the total written at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is just add on a couple of more things. So obviously, like we said, the seat doesn't need replacing, but it's just worth it, because I could put repair washers on it, but I might just upgrade it and get a nicer seat. So seat, yeah. So I'll show you the board, and then we'll go from there. I'll read out what there is, what there needs to be, everything like that, and then we'll get it priced up and see how long it's going to take to get this bike back on the road. The MOT is coming up in November, but that is ages away. Just want to be back on the road, out in the sun, hopefully before winter. So let's have a look at the board. Right, so here's the board. Rear brake pedal, slip-on exhaust, which I didn't actually say outside, but that is absolutely screwed. Fairing kit, which is obviously needed. Tyres, like we suggested. rear right subframe, which already has been done. So what I'm going to do is just write down how much that was, which was £80 for that, and that is already done and fitted. Then next on the list is sliders, which again done and fitted, so I'll just put that on there. They were 30. Bar ends, then clip-ons and seat. From what I can remember, that is all there is at the moment. So I'll have a little look online now, see what I can get ordered, hopefully order all the parts, and then they'll be ready for next video for when we're fitting them, hopefully replacing a few bits, and going from there. I will say as well, it is, I did forget, is grips. We get some domino grips or something like that. Something like, we'll make upgrades while we're going along, and obviously use OEM parts as well, like the subframe. We got her from a breaker's yard. As I know, a friend works there, so they got me on for cheaper. But yeah, we'll go through OEM parts and we'll make some upgrades along the way. So yeah. So there we go. I've written down all the prices itself and everything, what everything's going to cost roughly. Most of the stuff was actually free postage, so that's really good. Then there's a few bits I'm picking up off Facebook Marketplace just from friends and people that I know. But yeah, let's get down to the total, calculate it all up and how much it is going to cost to actually hopefully get the bike back up and running and back on the road and out enjoying it. Let's go. Right, so all in all, for everything there that I have listed, need £1,062 hopefully. So I have another look around the bike now. We'll go outside, we'll check it out again and see on this list everything that we do and we don't need, and we'll go from there. So like I said, look around the bike again, and to be honest, that's everything we need to get it back on the road. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, parts will turn up, another video will be up, so you know how it goes. Like, comment and subscribe, comment about the tyres, let me know what you think, and also let me know where good CAFs are around the UK to go to on the bike, because once the old shoulder and the foot are better and the bike is much better, I will be going out and hopefully meet a lot of you, and yeah, we'll get going. So yeah, sweet.